Right. 28 July 2025. And today I want to give you some breaking news. And that is to do with a military style robbery that is taking place at Chitungwiza Hospital. So according to my sources, there was a robbery or operation last night, which has resulted in a robbery that cannot be explained and which has been ordered not to be reported. So there's been an order for this robbery not to be reported by the people inside the hospital. So it is suspected, according to my sources, that this robbery was perpetrated or instigated by people linked to the military, but it is not clear what they were looking for. And we can only speculate. So I'm going to speculate a little bit about what could have happened and what they want. So in Chitungwiza, there are two hospitals. So there are two hospitals in Chitungwiza. That is the public hospital, which is owned by the Zimbabwe government. Sorry, the Zimbabwe government owns the hospital, and a private hospital, which is owned by private players. So I'm at the airport, so I have to wait for the aeroplanes to pass. So noisy around here. I hope that you guys are not hearing that noise of flights. So there are two hospitals in Zimbabwe in Chitungwiza. So that is Chitungwiza Central Hospital, which is the teaching hospital, and then a private hospital, Chitungwiza CityMed Hospital. These two hospitals are in combination 650 beds. So 500 beds for Chitungwiza Central and 150 beds for CityMed Chitungwiza Hospital. And this hospital serves the community, but is also a teaching hospital. So according to my sources, a heavily armed group arrived last night and robbed the hospital, took the phones away from all the staff that were present, and also spent a lot of time in the hospital, and they were not apprehended. However, it is the arms that they were carrying, the military style arms that they were carrying, that have alarmed the hospital staff, and an order by military and security for this not to be reported anywhere. So it was supposed not to be reported anywhere. But as you know, we have people everywhere. So people tell us these things that happen. So as I said, this hospital is 500 beds. The CEO or CEO of this hospital used to be Dara Obediah before there was an acting CEO who was, let's see, was the acting CEO of this hospital. That is Dr. Michael Chiwanga, became the acting and probably the current CEO. If you go to their website, you're going to see that there are various leaders or lead teams at Chitungwiza Hospital, including, let me share with you the people that are the leadership of that hospital so that you may know what is going on at that hospital. So in the directorate, you've got obviously the permanent secretary, Maunganidze. So I don't know if this is too current. And then you've got the chief medical officer, Raphael Makota, Mr. Mandimika, finance director, Mr. Mundenda, director operations, and deputy director, Miurire. So I do not know why they don't have the CEO. Then you've got Jay Kasule, who's the acting medical clinical director. So according to this report, the guys were very, very armed. They had the soldiers' weapons. So the weapons that only people in the military can have. That is what they had. Now, let's go to speculation. Why would someone come and rob a hospital? Firstly, if you are saying these people are military, if they are robbing a hospital, did they steal a whole bunch of medical supplies? That is a question. Did they steal medical supplies? That means it will be a preparation for something if they stole a lot of medical supplies. Also, if they stole funds and money from the nurses who were on duty and all the people who were around, What was the purpose? And then were people unable to react? Police, were they unable to react to that robbery? What is the implication? So these are questions that are still to be answered. And then we'll see. Let's see what happens. Let's see what information comes out later on. So this is the breaking news that I've got for you. I'll be back here a bit later as we talk about the protest. So we're going to be covering the protest every day during the day and other news that might come. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again within a short space of time. So as we said, to recap, we had a massive robbery at Chitungwiza Hospital. There are 2 hospitals in Chitungwiza. That is the private hospital, Citimed Chitungwiza, and the public hospital, Chitungwiza General or Central Hospital. And according to my sources, this robbery happened at Chitungwiza Central Hospital, and a massive amount of supplies, phones, all those things were stolen. And it is not clear why such a heavily armed group did the robbery. And also the order that none of this information must come out. Why was it given? And why would a heavily armed group target a hospital? Very important questions. Let's see what happens as this story develops. In fact, let's check the newspapers. So let's check if any of the newspapers or sites have got this story, and maybe we can add a little bit more detail. So I'm going to go into the Herald newspaper, and I cannot see any information here in the Herald, so maybe they'll have it. Let's go to X and ask if there is any information of that nature. So who will have it? I don't know who's going to have it. Most people are not 100% on news, so we never know. Even if they have it, they'll probably publish much later on. So from what I can see, here there is nothing. There is no one with that story. So let's see Chitungwiza Central Hospital. So we are searching on Twitter or X. All right, so let's see if there's anything. Right, if I do a search on Chitungwiza Central Hospital, it's only me right now who is talking about it. And 4 hours ago, recently I officiated at Chipondamidzi Clinic, Buhera, that is Minister of State Mugadza. So there's nothing else here that I can see about Chitungwiza. So I will let you guys know if there's a confirmation. I'll come back and tell you about it. But for now, thank you very much. Let's look at the comments quickly before I go. Why are you facing the sun? I am at the airport. That's the only spot I've got. There's nothing else I can do. Yeah, that's where I can sit. And why is Zim so messed up? Lower level tax. Yes. Right, guys, I have to go. As I said, I'll see you guys a little bit later. And a good day until I see you later.